Fox 61 News at 6 starts now.
Now at 6, flooding and sewage frustrations. The EPA in the capital city.
With politicians claiming to care about the poor people, I would like their actions to speak louder than words.
Residents urging federal officials to fix what they say are never-ending issues.
Plus, cannabis concerns as recreational sales are well underway in Connecticut.
We have a market for adult use, but it comes with risk.
The warning to parents tonight to keep these products out of the wrong hands.
And working to stop wrong-way drivers, the new technology being installed and legislation being proposed after a record-breaking year of crashes.
Preservation and restoration, they are putting the pieces together on a whole bunch of projects in Windsor Locks. I'm Jim Altman. The story ahead on the Fox 61 News.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us here in the news at 6. I'm Ben Goldman.
And I'm Jen Bernstein. Hartford residents say that they feel ignored by city and state officials. So today they had the ear of the federal government.
Officials from the Environmental Protection Agency met with residents to talk about their concerns about flooding and sewer issues in the city's north end. Fox 61's Matt Karen joining us live in Hartford tonight with the ongoing story. Matt.
Yeah, hi guys. Dozens of Hartford residents and business owners came here to the American Legion for this community stakeholder meeting, wrapped up just a short time ago. You labeled this ongoing issues, and that really is the right word for it. This has been going on for decades. We report on flooding issues in Hartford every single year, and people say every year it's talked about, but nothing ever really seems to get done, and that these issues over time have only gotten worse. Local, state, and federal officials gathered at Hartford's American Legion to hear straight from Hartford residents and business owners about the impact flooding and sewage backups have had on their livelihoods.
It affected my building, my property, to the point that my boilers, they were all flooded out.
Albert Montague is a business owner and landlord on Albany Ave who showed Fox 61 the floodwater line on his basement boilers.
I really don't care who issues it is. Just don't let it happen again, please.
Hartford native Bridget Prince organized the meeting.
The tragedy is lives are at stake with politicians claiming to care about the poor people. I would like their actions to speak louder than words.
City Councilman T.J. Clark is intimately familiar with Hartford's flood problems. He lives in the Blue Hills neighborhood, where Fox 61 cameras have captured dramatic water rescues from residents' homes.
This dates back to decades.
The city's water company, MDC, says the fix is to separate the now combined stormwater and sewer pipes.
A lot of people think that Hartford receives too much money, but in my estimation, Hartford doesn't receive enough money because we do shoulder the burden of a lot of regional issues.
Residents told Fox 61 they feel unheard and say these longstanding issues wouldn't have gone ignored in an affluent suburb.
I would love to see people who are stuck in the neighborhood get the same benefit and the same resources directed to them, regardless of the zip code that they are in.
So as we mentioned, the EPA was here today. The MDC, Senator Blumenthal also stopped by. It was really a who's who of Hartford officials, including the city's DPW director. Notably, the one person absent was Mayor Luke Bronin. He was out of town for another scheduled event today, but he did send Fox 61 a statement, which I will read in part. Said, quote, Connecticut's stormwater system is built for a different era when so-called 100-year storms were actually 100-year storms instead of annual events. It's worth noting no decisions were made today. This was a community listening session, but it really was the first time when all of the stakeholders from all the different agencies heard these concerns directly from residents, all sitting around that same table. We're live here in Hartford. Matt Karen, Fox 61 News.
Matt, thank you very much. Well, the legislative session kicking off to a sad start after a lawmaker was killed in a wrong-way crash hours after being sworn in.
Now, the committee tasked with reviewing and implementing laws that keep roads safe, starting with a heightened focus on deadly wrong-way crashes. Fox 61's Samaya Hernandez joining us live in Middlebury tonight, right in front of one of the intersections under review here in the state. Samaya?
Ben and Jen, we're not just talking about people crossing over divider lines. We're talking about people entering exit off ramps like this one off of 84 at full speed. Well, it's a problem of record-breaking proportions, and lawmakers say that requires new resources.
There's over 700 ramp locations in Connecticut. We analyzed all of them.
When figuring out where to install the latest technology in hopes of preventing someone from entering the highway in the wrong direction, the State Department of Transportation considers 236 ramps high priority.
That technology includes signage that has flashing LED lights, which would hopefully alert the driver that, hey, you're going in the wrong direction, you need to stop where you're going.
360-degree cameras with bright flashing lights, so-called wrong-way detection systems now in place in more than a dozen locations.
We were able to do 16 ramps in 2022, and we have 63 more planned in 2023.
2022 marking the deadliest year on record for wrong-way crashes in Connecticut. Now, a new legislative proposal would require the DOT to implement wrong-way detection systems across Connecticut. It's home to 700 ramps. A draft plan was introduced by Rep. David Labriola.
A couple years ago, a tragedy happened right up Route 84, right behind me, where 2 people were killed right in my district.
At issue, most of these crashes happen in dark overnight hours when red wrong-way signs are harder to see, and 80% involve impaired drivers.
This advanced wrong-way driver technology does work. It's not a complete solution, but it's a tool that we can use in our toolbox.
Legislators threw $20 million at the issue last year. This year, Labriola says it will be a priority among fellow Transportation Committee members who are set to begin meeting again in person Wednesday.
And send a message to those who would drive intoxicated to not even think about it. Take an Uber.
State police also urging people who have concerns about this issue to drive in the middle or right lanes. The wrong-way drivers usually enter and stay in the fast lane, and all of these crashes happening either at night or in the very early morning hours. We're live in Middlebury. Samaya Hernandez, Fox 61 News.
Too many of them in the last year. Samaya, thank you very much. All right, time for a check of the weather. It started off sunny, but then those clouds rolled in.
Meteorologist Ryan Breton joining us here now. Hi, Ryan.
Hi, Ben and Jen. Yeah, very nice start to the day today, but ending with a little bit of rain. Nothing heavy, but we do have some showers that have crossed through the state, now moving into eastern and southeastern Connecticut, where there's a bit steadier rain falling right around Mystic near 95, Ledyard 2 into this, headed into North Stonington, and then crossing the border over into Rhode Island. But the rest of us have already started to dry out. The Hartford area, the rain pretty much over, same in New Haven and Waterbury, and certainly up through the Litchfield Hills. Back to the west, a couple of more showers, so I can't rule out a shower the rest of the night tonight, but most of the night will end up being quiet with temperatures dropping into the 30s. Tomorrow, another mild day. We get into the mid and upper 40s, but it won't be as sunny as we saw this morning. We'll have varying amounts of clouds and sunshine, and there will be a gusty northwest wind, which will add a little bit of a chill to the air. So not a perfect day, but that said, still another day with temperatures well above average. Next system already on the map, moving through the southwest. That is on its way here for Thursday. As it comes in, it won't be quite as warm, so we may have some rain for most of us on Thursday, but there likely will be a little bit of a mix in the Northwest Hills. We'll talk more about that coming up in just a little while. Back to you.
Thank you, Ryan. We're following developing news right now. A man from Hartford's accused of kidnapping just over the border in Springfield, Massachusetts. Police arrested Willie Avery Campbell after getting a report of an acted kidnapping with the car heading south on I-91. State police were able to stop Campbell around exit 36 and found the victim inside of that car. Campbell was held on a $100,000 bond.
Also developing tonight, an arrest warrant has been issued to charge a Massachusetts man in connection to the murder of his wife. Brian Walsh pleaded not guilty last week to misleading investigators in the disappearance of his wife, Anna Walsh. Police previously said they found a bloody knife in their basement. The mother of 3 has been missing since New Year's Day, when she reportedly left the Cohasset home to catch a flight. That flight she never got on.
Well, with the rising cost of home heating oil, families across Connecticut sat down with elected officials this morning to explain why, even with federal energy assistance programs in place, they're still struggling. Fox 61's Brent Harden joining us now with what they discussed today. Brent.
Yeah, Ben, the question on everyone's mind, of course, is home energy bills keep going up. Is how and why did we get here, and how do we fix it? According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, energy bills are now 2/3 higher than they were last year, and experts say the cost of oil, gas, and electricity could keep skyrocketing. Residents across the state speaking out to elected officials, calling for more help to pay their heating bills. There are federal, state, and local programs in place to help qualifying families, but some families who qualify for help say they still can't afford their bills, and some families who make too much money to qualify still can't fill their tanks.
Everything is just so expensive, and I feel that we really need to realize, remember that we're humans and our basic needs need to be met.
People are struggling. The challenges, the financial challenges in their lives can be overwhelming, and both at the federal and the state level and the local level, we have an obligation to help people meet those challenges.
Congresswoman DeLauro says officials need to go back to the drawing board and take a look at why benefit levels haven't changed as prices rise. Meanwhile, Connecticut Republicans releasing a plan this afternoon that they say will lower energy bills in the long term and improve reliability for everyone.
We are confident that this plan in the short run can reduce costs for consumers by over $210 per year and by more in the long run.
If your family is struggling with your bills, you can go to our website, fox61.com, for more resources and programs out there to help. Ben, Jen, back to you.
Brent, thank you. We have an update now. State police have made an arrest in connection to an arson investigation in Ellington. Gino DeGrandis was in court this morning. He's facing arson charges in connection to a fire at Freemason Lodge on Orchard Road. No one was inside the building at the time of the fire.
Well, several families are without a home tonight after a fire that happened in Norwich. Fire crews responded to the lofts at Panoma Mills overnight. And when crews arrived there, they heard a resident calling for help. They were able to rescue that resident, who was then taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. No other injuries were reported there. The Red Cross is now assisting 14 families, including 4 children who were impacted by that fire. New Haven police are investigating a shooting that left a teen injured. Police say it happened yesterday just after 4 p.m. at the intersection of Thompson Street and Dixwell Avenue. There they found an 18-year-old with a gunshot wound. He was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Anyone with information on the incident should call police.
Well, the West Cornwall covered bridge is back open tonight. Structural repairs were done over the last several weeks as the bridge was damaged by a backhoe last month. Drivers should still follow all posted signage in the area. The West Cornwall coverage bridge has remained in operation since 1864.